Welcome to the Grow and Glow podcast with Miss Independent, yours truly, your very own La Mera Mera, Miss Alex Nicholas. Welcome to episode 1. I hope you're ready for all the tea. Just kidding. And I'm Alex Nicholas, la más, you know what? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. I have my own house as a single woman of color, and I have a lot of trauma. That's the whole point of this show, is to unpack, but not only unpack, fall in love with the process of healing. And trust me, getting to the idea of falling in love with your process is long and rigorous. It's an uphill battle because there's a lot that goes behind it. There's a lot of back and forth. It's an internal war. But I definitely want to assure you that you're not alone, that we all have a journey. We all have a lot of things that we have to work through and process, and we can come together and find a common ground so that we could all hold each other emotionally. I found out that a good portion of my healing was when I started to be vulnerable with myself and with others. And so that's really the whole intent of this podcast, is to help people feel less alone in their journey and to bring awareness and to matters that really are important. There are going to be some matters that aren't going to be easy to talk about. They're going to be controversial. I'm going to be as honest as I can be about my journey, and some of my journey isn't lighthearted. It's not easy to even say out loud, but I know someone will learn from it. I think it was like J. Cole who had said, hey, if I learned something at 30 years old and you can take my experience and my journey at 15, 16 years old, 26 years old, 29 years old, and say, I understood that. I understood the lesson that she learned the hard way, and I'm going to just take the lesson and not even have to go and learn it myself. I want people to take my journey, to take my lessons and say, I got it. I don't need to go through that. This podcast is for all of the women out there, anyone actually, but primarily all of the women out there who are really looking for a space where they could really feel like someone else can relate to them on a deeper level. It's really for my nieces and nephew when they grow up and they're at 30 years old asking themselves, how the heck am I going to survive on my own? Or I have an issue romantically. Whatever it is, that's the wind. The wind is speaking to us. I love when the wind speaks to me. This is the first time in like an hour that I've been out here that the wind is like, yes, girl, speak your truth. That's what we're doing. Come on, wind. Ooh. That was a gush. Okay. Earth. Energy. Honestly, life will talk to you if you listen. But yeah, it's for my nieces. If anything, I hope that they could pull this up when they're older and really learn from our generational cycles and say, okay, I get it, Thea. I get it, Thea. Alex, I'm a Thea. I'm a 30-year-old single, not married, no kids. Thea. Sometimes I'm like, how did I get here? And then I remember how I got here. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm definitely into the Thea jokes. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Thea jokes yet, but they really need to pop off. We need to make a whole series of Thea jokes because they're real. I am a house owner. It's a long and rigorous road to be a house owner. It's not fun. Someone told me how difficult it would be to be a single woman of color who grew up in apartments my whole life and then decided to get a home. Like, if someone told me how hard it would be, I don't know if I would have done it. I'm in no rush to figure it out tomorrow. I really just take it step by step and day by day when it comes to house ownership. I'm not perfect, and no one is. No one is. You know, I think that's important to hold on to as a house owner, is that if you feel like that's the step for you, do it, and don't get discouraged, because there's a lot of trials and tribulations to it. I'm learning how to be Bob the Builder. I think, what's the female version of Bob? Like, I don't know what the female version of that name is, but I'm looking to be, I feel like it's Juan. I'm learning how to be Juan the Builder. And lastly, which is probably the best part of me, contrary to popular belief, I think, I am a cat lady. I own 2 cats. Really am redefining the idea or concept of what it means to have and hold my own little family outside of the family that I was born into. And really to hold my own 2 little cats, that's my family. We're going to talk about the deep stuff. We're going to talk about the trauma within our community and the reason for why I decided to include the term BIPOC is that every time that I speak to another woman in particular, actually, about their trauma, regardless of wherever they are in the world, I really find that I can completely identify with them. I can relate on a deep level where I can say, yeah, like my culture is actually very similar. It's the same way. And we can really sit down and have a conversation about how it's affected us and what we're trying to do to change it. And so really, essentially, trauma, it has no color. It does not. We're going to talk about being who we are every day, who we choose to be every day. We're gonna heal, like the whole entire essence and point of this entire series and project. Like, essentially, I want this to be a project that I'm gonna be proud of, and I know that the way I will be proud of this project is if I see people tell me and say, you know what, your story about your upbringing helped me identify and help me move forward. Like, if I hear that, it's gonna be like my job here is done. Like, I'm gonna be happy. And so that really is the essence of it. I really just want to use my experience to help other people who are walking a similar path or not. You know, if you cannot identify me whatsoever, but find that it's entertaining, you can still watch. But ultimately, we are here to heal as a community, as beautiful women of color, as baddies. The new cool thing to do in life is to heal, regardless of how old you are. I'm so happy to see that that's something that everyone's doing, just healing and thriving, which is why this is called Grow and Glow. Anyone who knows me knows that I've been trying to do a podcast for like 8 years, like 8 whole years. I didn't know what my purpose was for a really long time. And because I didn't know what my purpose was, I didn't even know what I was going to contribute to this world until I started healing. And when I started healing, to me was a no-brainer. I really feel like I was put on this earth to be a messenger. I want to be able to say, okay, you know, I helped people do better and be better every day. I'm very vocal about the fact that I've been in therapy for, as of May 2024, I've been in therapy for 4 years. And I went hardcore. I don't know about you guys, but I went hardcore with therapy. Ever since I started in May of 2020, I went every week. I want this to be a short, cute, and sweet episode of what's to come, because episode 2 is going to premiere next Monday at the same time. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's actually that's going to be an informational episode. It's going to be very informative. It's a topic that I'm not looking forward to talking about. I tried to film a part of it before I did this introduction, and it wasn't easy. There's a lot behind that episode, and it's very intimate. It's very personal. It makes me a little passionate about the topic, but I know that people are struggling, and I could use my voice to bring awareness to the matter, which is what I'm gonna do. Whether you like it or not. But yeah, I'm excited. Welcome again to the channel. I do want to just say a couple of things. So I'm gonna try to post every Monday at 5 p.m. And the reason I'm choosing Monday right now is because, well, actually I like Fridays, so we'll see. But I think Fridays, Mondays, I'll check in and see which one works for me. But I love Monday because Monday is a moment in life where you could reset and restart. And if you're like, hey, you know what? I want to get my butt up and go work out. Like, start on a Monday. And trust me, if you start on a Monday, you will build a better habit, in my personal opinion. If you start something on a Monday and you want to build a habit, you're going to see results easier, and it's hard not to fall off. But as long as you stay consistent with starting on a Monday, it'll help. And so I really want people to think about that and sit down with that, and then also check in with me at 5 p.m. at the end of your day if you still feel uninspired by Monday, so you could get inspired to do whatever you want to do with your life. But most importantly, show up and be better and do better for yourself. Like, I hope that's what you take from me on a Monday at 5 p.m. when you tune in. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Let's see. I definitely want to sit down and thank a group of people. And this is probably going to be the part where I'm going to be the most sentimental. Is I don't think that people understand how oh my god. I'm going to do this short and sweet because I don't want to get emotional, but thank you. Seriously. Like, thank you to everyone and anyone who supports this, who's pushed me, who has reposted, liked, and shared. You really don't know what it means to see people have faith in me when I don't know if I have enough faith in myself to be able to do this. Because if it wasn't for people who believe in me more than I do, I would not be sitting here. I would not. And if it wasn't for life, and if it wasn't for the way things work out, I wouldn't be sitting here. So thank you, and I will catch you on episode 2. Get prepared, grab your hot Cheetos, get your champagne, whatever you need to do to feel comfy. It is Monday though, so if you're like, you know what, I'm gonna be on my cute little diet, that's okay. Grab your fruta, put a little bit of tajin in it, and let's make it a date. Monday, I don't know what date it is, but next Monday, 5 p.m., we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about something very real, and that's happening. And to me, it's a crisis, but no one's listening. So we're gonna bring awareness to it. I'm gonna bring awareness to it. I'm someone who is highly inspired and motivated and healed by music. So music's always going to be a huge, big aspect of this podcast. As for next episode, one or a couple of songs that I've been listening to on and off are a song called El Mojado Acaudalado by Los Tigres del Norte, and of course there are other 2 songs that talk about immigration. Like, those are like the songs that I've been playing, La Jaula de Oro. Like, I listen to that religiously. Lastly, I want to give you guys something that I found yesterday. To me, someone like Nipsey Hussle was a highly spiritual person. He said a quote that really resonated with me. It said, "Would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with everyone else, or be at peace with yourself and at war with everyone else. I always wondered why I was always at war with myself while I was keeping everybody around me happy. And now, like I hate to say it, but I'm at peace with myself, and I don't really care for the simple fact that a lot of people around me really feel like I'm being delulu, or if it's gonna bring me peace, you're just gonna have to deal with it. And that really is to all the haters. No, I'm kidding, guys. I don't have haters. I mean, I didn't know that. But yeah, get excited, be excited for Mondays now. It's gonna be our one-on-one Monday. It's gonna be the time in our lives where you and I are going to heal together, and we're gonna have fun doing it, or we're gonna try, because we're bad bitches. We're gonna find joy in the bad parts as well. There's always joy in everything. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a la más chingona, like my mom says, porque pues she's not wrong. I'm excited to have you all here, and let's have some fun.